Alright guys, we're not wasting any more time. We missed two last key concepts for the subcontractor info. I had one last piece to add to the puzzle, which I mentioned at the start but I didn't give it away, and that was you made $1,000 profit, and I kept going on with other shit. You made $1,000 profit and I kept explaining the basics. The basics were the bricks, as you remember. The key things that I learned in life over those graduation, all my education and all the experience in life was not just safety and damages, like the importance. That's not what I learned. I learned to do that. The difference was invoices. So a shoebox full of invoices. Big roads, petrol, this and that. You're allowed to claim petrol, you're allowed to claim mobile and all that, and I'll train you and I'll explain what you can and can't claim. You can either ring up the tax office and they'll explain, but if it's a business expense, it's a business expense. If it's personal, it's personal. Simple as that, guys. Alright? I'll teach you along the way. Maybe you can help me with my books, I'll help you with yours. We're doing alright. Okay, so that's an invoice book. That's on the wrong side. As you remember before, I was using that as an income $1,000 profit example. That's your expenses. That's my shoebox. Now you got this other one, 1, 2, 3 invoice book. So I got, you know, books galore. Now what you can do, guys, is you can incorporate this on a paper level, and then when you get on a higher level, when you got to do your BASs or your STP, single touch payroll, or your BAS, which is TPR, trade practice rule for subbies, or your business activity statements, or everything, you might want to use a free accounting software. It's called FAS3, free accounting software. It's there's about 10 or 20 that have been recognized by the tax office that they allow to use. So I've been wanting to use them for a long time, years. I've been using a Apple app, profit and loss system. I ran that pretty good over the years. I was comfortable with it. It doesn't matter what system you use, but when you go into BAS statements, when you go into single touch payroll and bigger aspects of accounting and finance, you need to submit them online. You need to have a you need to have what's it called, RAM, registered access manager. So it's through MyGov. You need to have a MyGov ID. So MyGov ID is a way of identifying your business, and then they will submit it to the tax office. So it's a software sort of program that says, right, this is Matthew Bazzina, he's signed in under his pay ID. Now the software on his laptop's been recognized. Every time he hits OK to submit that ATO button, we're to acknowledge that and submitting back a response, yes or no, is it okay? Okay, so it's pretty safe, standard, but you need to submit your shit across to the tax office. So you go hard copy, sorry, you go into paperless mode. This is your invoice book. For an example, you got your ABN written up the top. I know it all off the top of my head, but you may need to. You just come in here every quarter or so on, you write down from then to then, and you count it up and you profit it. If a client needs an invoice, they're going to ask you to the client and the name as per instruction for the job, your ABN, your name, then the market detail, the details of it all, and then you send that across. Simple as that. They'll need it for two purposes, one for business purposes or one for personal purposes. Okay, most of the times they really don't need it, but you may be running for a commercial property or a NDIS or some sort of government like department, or private sector like companies and things like that, or someone that lives at home and is an investor, has a few properties. They want to use that as a negative gearing against the business, against their business renting that property. They may have land taxes and other things. They want to negative gear that invoice against it. So same as you want to put an invoice against it too, or not. You don't really want to, you want to make a profit, but you're going to have to collect them, aren't you? So which one? So there's your invoice book, and that's your profit, that's your expenses. So all the related expenses go in a box, all the invoice. You do that every day, or as often as possible. I cannot reiterate that enough. You need to know how your business is all the time. Okay, look at the previous video. That's your profit. Now that's the one concept I learned in law. Just what I told you in 5 minutes. Okay, apart from me qualifying in the industry and knowing my acts and law and all that behind it, that's different. I was a property law specialist, trained to give legal advice and assist those in need legally. But the number 1, 2, 3 things that I learned from this was First and foremost, out of 5,000 applicants, I was chosen out of 500, and I was the first upon others that have worked in the industry because of my way of approach. Second thing that I learned was basically the profit and loss thing. Okay, you'll learn your job as you go. This concept here is the main concept that people have no balls to go forward in life and take a strength. I did on about 10 different businesses. So as I mentioned before, I still have running Bargain Basements Australia, and a software dropship wizard powered by Bargain Basements Australia. Matthew's Gardening Service is powered by Bargain Basements Australia, Melbourne, Queensland, Sydney and so on. It's all under the one roof, Bargain Basements Australia. If it all takes off, it comes under a company and rolls forward. So that's the basics I learned, profit and loss. Get that straight, man, and you'll be good at your job. All right, and that's it. Don't complicate things. Have some balls, have some strength, and go and represent and stand up strong and be who you are. Not those people out there that are really reluctant about running a business in Australia. I'll tell you this, running a business in Australia is the best country in the world to do it, especially these days. The best opportunity, no one realizes that, and the ones that are making the big money, you come and see it happening, makes you think, mate, makes you think what you're losing. So guys, remember that one concept, apart from safety and damages and why I represent that number one. Number two is profit and loss is very important. And number three, guys, falls under the profit and loss. Whether you have a silent partner, check it out, or come and ask me. Example A and B. Husband A, B, wife. Husband works, makes 100 grand a year in gardening. Wife stays home, doesn't get the dole, doesn't get no contributions, no money. Says to the wife at the end of the year, I want you to put 50 grand against you and 50 grand against me, because if I pay 100 grand on me, it's 20 grand on tax, but if I do 50 on you, 50 on me, it's 10 grand, it's 8 grand each, and we'll save 2 grand. So silent partners are aimed at focusing on keeping the business on a lower tax scheme. Okay, it's a tax purpose thing and it's legal. The other things that you need to know, like that's it. Like you got the profit and loss, and then you got the silent partner, the proprietary limited or limited, which is on the stock exchange. Proprietary limited or limited. Just an example, Jim's mowing. I think he's worth $600 billion a year in 3 different countries, and has about 20 or 50 different like industries. Started off in the west, around the corner from me. I used to see the one fella drive by. That was him. Now to this. It's time for change, guys. It's time for change. This is it. I didn't realise, but that's what people have been reiterating to me strongly. So I'm going for it. Otherwise, I'll go for a few hours and enjoy myself without any headaches. So this is built for you guys, so I can get where I need to and you get where you need to. Remember, silent partners are a very handy thing to have. Proprietary limited, you might want to do if you're over 75,000 threshold, doing BAS statement, TPRs or STP. Whether or not you want to protect your interest as a entity on its own, not you, and those sort of things. They're the things that I learned in law that made me a business entrepreneur, businessman, to want to go out there and work for myself and represent the Australians like as a boss and giving good conditions, guys. Okay, so that's subbie. I hope that was helpful. As per what I need in one-on-one in life, no TPR, guys, no track practice rules. Either you are a subbie with your insurance and your tools, you're ready to go with your name and all the rest. I don't want you work for me for a few months and then I pay your super and tax and you invoice me. Maybe in the future. Why the fuck do I want to do TPRs when I can have a payroll system with a bonus? So, subbies, you don't need to be a subbie with me. If you're really good, that's the concern, long term. Then I'll sit you on a payroll system and boost your payroll with petrol allowances. Like a sub, you'll get a petrol allowance, you'll get a bonus, meal allowance, and all sorts of good things. I need long-term, stable, ongoing subcontractors, not franchised, or on payroll like a subbie, working with me under my insurance, trusted with my tools, which is the payroll system. You know, $30 an hour, $50, $200, $300, $400, $500 an hour plus. That still all applies to all my workers. There's no equal opportunity discrimination here. Okay, so subcontractors, if you'd like, I think it would be interesting for you guys to check out the employee side, as that's how you're starting off. To understand the employee side concept, it's pretty much just talking shit, just a little intro about it. Ask me questions if you need be. for those subbies, have a check out the employee side of it as well. You might learn something or whatnot or nothing, but I need you to go and have a look, and vice versa. Alright, have a look at the subbie thing, write down information, come and ask me. Maybe we'll do an amendment video and we'll sort that out for the others to learn as well. This is for everybody, not just you, not just me, all the people in the team. It's confidentiality, so no breach of any privacy act here, in a sense of like, I know there's a guy in Russia trying to be a spy for America, and they grab him, and you know, no spies, no information. You know, if you're a sub, you got your own business. You got to look at it as in protecting your own business interests, which hence is what I'm saying. You got to have the mindset, platform to be standing with me forward, and that's what I'm saying. There's no questions of that. It's just 50-50 down the line, straight up handshake, and that's that, so to speak. Okay, guys. There will be amendments in the future. There will be adjustments made in these videos. This is the first time, guys, for videos from Matthew's Gardening Service in Melbourne. It's raw, it's free, it's for free, it's your knowledge, it's raw. There's no edits. This is it. You're getting the live video raw, okay, for the first good few teams. So enjoy this, guys. 1 or 2 more videos touching base on OH&S fixtures and tools, and that's it, guys. Let's roll. Let's make that dollar. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Got 50 Cent in the background.